Sheryl Ferguson, a prominent figure in the Southern California legal community, has been a respected judge of the Superior Court of Orange County since 2015. However, his career and personal life took a dramatic turn on August 3, 2023, when he was charged with the murder of his wife, Sheryl Ferguson. The case has captivated the public and the legal community alike, shedding light on the complexities of domestic disputes, the influence of alcohol, and the tragic consequences that can ensue. But first, subscribe to our channel for more content, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. Sheryl Ferguson's legal career began in 1983 when he joined the Orange County District Attorney's Office. Over the years, he rose through the ranks, eventually becoming a senior prosecutor assigned to the major narcotics enforcement team. His dedication and expertise in narcotics law enforcement earned him numerous accolades, including being named Prosecutor of the Year 4 times by the Orange County Narcotics Officers Association. In 2015, Ferguson was elected as a judge of the Superior Court of Orange County, where he continued to serve until the tragic events of August 2023. Despite his professional success, Ferguson's career was not without controversy. In 2017, he was admonished by the State Commission on Judicial Performance for inappropriate comments on social media and maintaining friend status with defense attorneys who had cases before him. The Ferguson family from Anaheim Hills, California, was perceived as particularly close-knit. Sheryl Ferguson, an Orange County Superior Court judge, and his wife Sheryl, a homemaker, were devoted to their adult son, Philip, a university student in Dallas. They even bought him a home there, planning to retire nearby to spend more time with him. Family friend Early Hawkins recalls meeting the family at a bar association event last summer, where they appeared happy and content. On the evening of August 3, 2023, Sheryl and Sheryl Ferguson, along with their adult son Philip, dined at a Mexican restaurant in Anaheim Hills. According to court testimonies, the couple engaged in a heated argument over financial matters during the dinner. At one point, Sheryl made a hand gesture mimicking a gun and pointed it at Sheryl, who subsequently left the restaurant in anger. Upon returning home, the family continued their evening by watching the TV series Breaking Bad. However, the argument between Sheryl and Sheryl reignited. According to Philip's testimony, Sheryl provocatively said, "Why don't you point a real gun at me?" In response, Sheryl allegedly retrieved a loaded .40 caliber Glock pistol from his ankle holster and shot Sheryl in the chest. Philip immediately called 911 to report the shooting. When police arrived at the scene, they found Sheryl lying face up with a gunshot wound to her abdomen. Despite attempts to render aid, she was pronounced dead at the scene. Sheryl Ferguson, visibly distraught and smelling of alcohol, admitted to the officers, "I just killed my wife," and expressed deep remorse for his actions. The investigation into the tragic shooting of Sheryl Ferguson by her husband, Judge Sheryl Ferguson, has been meticulous and multifaceted, involving various law enforcement agencies and legal proceedings. On the night of August 3, 2023, Anaheim police responded to a 911 call placed by the couple's adult son, Philip Ferguson, reporting that his mother had been shot. Upon arrival, officers found Sheryl Ferguson lying face up with a fatal gunshot wound to her torso. Sheryl Ferguson, who was visibly distressed and smelled of alcohol, admitted to the officers, "I just killed my wife," and was subsequently arrested without incident. The initial investigation revealed that the couple had been arguing at a Mexican restaurant earlier that evening. According to Philip, the argument continued at home, culminating in Sheryl provocatively asking Sheryl to point a real gun at her. Sheryl then allegedly pulled a loaded .40 caliber Glock from his ankle holster and shot her. Officers on the scene discovered the firearm and a bullet hole in an overturned chair, corroborating the sequence of events described by Philip. The autopsy confirmed that Sheryl died from a gunshot wound to the abdomen. Further investigation by Anaheim police uncovered a significant cache of firearms and ammunition at the Ferguson residence. A total of 47 legally owned firearms and over 26,000 rounds of ammunition were found, raising concerns about public safety. Despite this, Jeffrey Ferguson was released on a $1 million bond, with strict conditions including GPS and alcohol monitoring, surrendering his passport, and prohibitions on possessing firearms or consuming alcohol. Following his arrest, Jeffrey Ferguson was charged with 1 count of murder and additional weapons-related enhancements. The case was moved to Los Angeles County to avoid potential conflicts of interest due to Ferguson's extensive ties with the Orange County court system. During a preliminary hearing, Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge Eleanor J. Hunter ruled that there was sufficient evidence to proceed with the trial. Ferguson's defense attorney, T. Edward Welburn, argued that the shooting was accidental and that Ferguson had no intention of harming his wife. Philip Ferguson also testified that he believed the shooting was unintentional, citing his father's history of being a terrible shot and never shooting one-handed. Despite these arguments, Judge Hunter emphasized that Ferguson was aware of the risks associated with brandishing a firearm and held him to answer for the murder charge. Jeffrey Ferguson awaits trial. He remains free on a $1 million bond, subject to GPS and alcohol monitoring restrictions. Judge Jeffrey Ferguson has been ordered to stand trial for the murder of his wife, Sheryl Ferguson, following a fatal shooting at their Anaheim Hills home. The decision was made by Los Angeles County Superior Court Judge Eleanor J. Hunter, who rejected a defense motion to dismiss the case. The defense, led by attorney T. Edward Welburn, argued that there was insufficient evidence to require Ferguson to stand trial, emphasizing that the couple's son, Philip, believed the shooting was accidental. However, the prosecution presented testimony from multiple Anaheim police officers and a detective, which convinced the judge that there was enough evidence to proceed with the trial. Testimonies from the responding officers painted a picture of a distraught and remorseful Jeffrey Ferguson. Officer Andrew Compton recounted that Ferguson spontaneously admitted, "I just killed my wife," upon being taken to the Anaheim Police Department. Other officers testified that Ferguson, who smelled of alcohol, expressed regret and asked to be punched by his son, believing he deserved it. Detective Michael Nguyen's investigation revealed that the couple frequently had verbal arguments, but had never been physically violent before. The detective also noted that Philip described his father as a terrible shot and believed the shooting was accidental, partly because his father never shot one-handed. The case of Judge Jeffrey Ferguson serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities and potential consequences of domestic disputes, especially when exacerbated by alcohol and access to firearms. It also highlights the human vulnerabilities that can exist behind the facade of professional success. As the legal proceedings continue, the case will undoubtedly be closely watched by the public and the legal community, serving as a somber reflection on the fragility of life and the far-reaching impact of tragic decisions.